Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, your who, what, where, and when show of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Started back in the 90s, it was a dream to connect the Upper Valley with the state capital via a rail trail. Let's hear about what is being done to complete that dream. Tell us more, Jack.
Around 1998, this right-of-way was abandoned by Pan Am. That's who the owner was at the time, which meant that the trains would no longer run on this. And the state took it over and actually bought the property. So from here, the middle of a cornfield down behind me in Boscawen, all the way up to Lebanon is 58 miles. And it's owned by the Department of Transportation, but it's managed by two volunteer organizations, one of which is ours for Merrimack County, and then also one in Grafton County. A group got together in Andover and formed the Friends of the Northern Rail Trail with the hopes that eventually they'd secure some state funding and get some state cooperation to basically pick up the rails and the ties and things like that, but then to actually build the trail. And so they built it in sections, and they eventually got some grant money, and they used that money to pick up the ballast and regrade it and then cover it with a certain kind of gravel pack that packs down really tight. And they only did that for the Merrimack section. When they got down to this section of the rail trail, they had to finish in the middle of a cornfield down in Boscawen. The reason for that was because Pan Am did not want to sell them that land. They wanted to use that land beneath, south of Boscawen to store cars in case they had to make coal deliveries up into Merrimack power station. So just recently, they abandoned that line as well. And the Friends of the Northern Rail Trail are raising money to purchase the rail trail and turn it over to someone eventually, either the DOT or the town of Boscawen, somebody, so that they can finish the trail all the way to Concord. So you can see there's still rails here. It's going to be converted to a park. This is what I'm really excited about. This is what we've raised money for the past 6 months to accomplish. So behind us, this is going to be called Unity Park, and Unity Park is going to address some of the issues around the statue of Hannah Duston on the island, and we're also going to try to address some of the issues around the Indian settlements that were here once at one time. When this rail trail is completed, it will be a big asset to the town of Boscawen to enhance this area, to make it into, like I said, a park with recreational possibilities. There's a boat ramp talked about, there's a beach talked about, there's a bunch of recreational opportunities here that are going to happen as a result of having this rail trail at this place. Right now the rail is being used for a scenic ride. There's a ride that rides on top of these rails. It goes back and forth between here and Sewell's Falls. When we pick up the rails, that won't be here anymore, but that's another thing to enjoy right now while there is still rails on the trail. When we're done, we hope to see that this whole area, all the way down to the Concord city line, which is only another 500 or 600 feet that way, will be a rail trail, and then from beyond that point, it'll be Concord's own paved rail trail all the way to the center of the city. So we're very excited about this area. You can see we have access to Route 4 right over there. There's a big shopping center coming out across the street, across the river rather. On that side, we hope to have a pedestrian passway to that area. So a lot of good things are happening right here. Getting to Concord is a major accomplishment for the whole of the rail trail. When we're finished, we'll have gone from the city line in Concord all the way up to Lebanon, and eventually connecting to the Mascoma Valley Rail Trail. So we'll have a whole new network of bike trails to use. This trail is a multi-use trail. We allow anything on here except for motorized vehicles, no motorized vehicles at all. But we have people who come out here with horses and bicycles, riders, walkers, hikers. It's really beautiful from this point right now. If you walk a little bit north here, the Merrimack River is right there to the right. It's beautiful all year long. Anytime you come here, You're going to see wildlife in great abundance. There's lots of duck, lots of waterfowl here. Once we have the trail finished to the Concord city line, it's in the works that Concord itself is buying the rest of the right-of-way down through Concord. So that'd be another 6 miles. Concord intends to pave that section, so it'll be a multi-use trail, except again, no motorized vehicles. But it'll be definitely a bicycle highway. It's going to be a very different kind of trail from here, but still a very, very good connection for us to make. And having done that, this will be almost 65 miles long when we're done. So we hope to be part of a national network as well as the Granite State network. When we're finished, especially when the Concord section and our section down here is done, this will become a national rail trail. People will be coming here from all over the world to just ride this trail. It's going to be great I think it'll be great for our economy right here. Anybody who's along the trail will have definitely a benefit from the economic activity that goes by. I think it will be good. We have a GoFundMe page. Just look for Northern Rail Trail. It talks about the project that we're dealing with right now, which is the continuation down to Concord. We have a web page. It's fnrt.org, and you can donate on that page. You can just send us a donation if you wanted to. Well, I would just encourage people to come out and use the trail. It's family friendly, it's COVID friendly. You couldn't ask for a better afternoon or a morning walking on this trail. Very few rules, you just have to be courteous to people. That's really the bottom line. I think everybody who came out on the trail would have an enjoyable day.
Thanks, Jack, and to all the people that are making this beautiful trail a complete reality. If you haven't been on it biking or hiking, you owe it to yourself to get out and try.